Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. Happy Tuesday. All right. We are going to, if this is not the easiest week for you, then we are going to get through it with ease, grace, and compassion for all, okay? Even the people that really annoy us. If this is a wonderful week for you, I am so happy for you. And ideally, that's the way it should be for everyone. All right, so let's get into it. Hi, I'm Holly, psychic medium, energy reader. I use cards and oracle decks, tarot and oracle decks as a jumping off point. So there was no getting around this one today. I asked Spirit, what is the vibe? What is the message? What is the energy for Tuesday? Let your light shine, big and bold, massive cup. Let your light shine. Don't dull or dim yourself for anyone. If you do, it's almost as though you're saying to the Creator, oh, please take some of my gifts away. I don't want to sparkle so much. No. When we are our best selves, hopefully we hold other people up. We can bolster them, give them courage to live in their truth and strength. But, there are so many people that if they can't find something, and I've encountered this here just recently, that's why I'm bringing this part up. If they can't find something about you that's negative, they will just simply make it up. Truth wins out in the end. It always does. So your name, your reputation, how you treat people, that is the truth in the end that will be your legacy. So there you go. Let your light shine. And that was even before, that was like I got up at this insanely early hour and I was just like, come on, Spirit, help me out. And this was the mug. And I'm like, is that for everyone? Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's get a reading. Let's just do some straight card readings and let's see what message we can come up with for today. Ooh, that's kind of strong. Ooh. All right. I have a new deck and I really like the Major Arcana and the Court cards, but the and I'll be honest, I mainly got it because on the side of the box I saw they had the two dolphins. But I like the back of the cards. That's what the back looks like. I like the Major Arcana and the Court cards, but in the suits, it looks like they just kind of dropped the ball and got lazy. So anyway, I'll show you. So this is the Millennium Thoth Tarot. Okay, Millennium Thoth Tarot. So I don't know. It's cool. It's cool enough to use. We'll see what's going on with it. Okay, let's see if we can get any messages from our spirit guides and guardians, our sacred selves, all that is right and holy, Mother, Father, God, creator of all things. There are so many names that the creator of all things goes by. And that was part of yesterday's reading. I went back and I watched it, and it was kind of cool. And it's interesting when you channel because it's like there were things I thought I said that. I thought this came out. I saw things and wasn't part of it. And but yet I didn't remember the actual things that I said. So anyway, it's an interesting process. Okay, we have the Six of Swords. Okay, here you go. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. Well, that's just great. Thank you. All right, so Six of Swords. What else have we got? I feel like someone is... Okay. Four of Wands. I'm hearing that drum beat again. I hear that and that was in another video, and that's happened before when I hear that dum da 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 da, kind of a rapid, like charging into battle kind of drum beat. When I hear that, ooh, and the Emperor just came out. when I hear that, that lets me know that someone is getting ready to do something big, make a bold statement of one kind or another, whatever it is. Potentially, it's someone is moving from passivity to immense action. And considering the third card that came out is the Emperor, I feel like an emperor is getting ready to say, enough is enough. And the blinders are coming off. Yeah. I just opened it to the middle of the deck, the Three of Pentacles. So there's also going to be a sense of trying to work with someone, but there is no illusion about the truth of a situation. Okay, I'm going to put these aside because I need to work with those a little bit more personally, I think. But when I hear that drum beat, when I hear that sound, and then pulling an Emperor on the heels of those other cards, yeah, that kind of tells me that someone's getting sick and tired of being sick and tired. All right, so let's move on. I have a feeling this is going to be a continuation of that. Maybe, maybe not. We'll find out when we get our cards. The Unfolding Path Tarot. Okay, so I like this one because this deck is a little more gentle, I feel like, in its approach. The energies around this one just feel softer to me. So let's see, okay, I've got 3 piles. All right, let's put them this way then. What's on the top here? Two of Wands. Somebody's watching, but getting ready to sprint into action. Someone, I'm not sure how to take that. All right, let's see. What is this about? Help before I start here. What is this about? Is this about the Emperor who's sick and tired of being sick and tired? Or is this about that Two of Wands, the person who's watching and getting ready to sprint into action quickly? It's all about fast action. Everything in this reading seems to be about, even though I feel like we have 2 different circumstances here, it feels like it's about fast action. So what is this about, Spirit? What am I... Did they just want me to do? They're like, well, just let some cards come out and we'll help you to figure that out. Okay. All right. So what is the message for the collective today? And this is a general reading, you all. It is a general reading. It will not resonate for everyone, but let's see what we've got. All right. Whoa. Okay. We had 3 cards come out face down. We're going to put those to the side. What else have we got? Is there anything else? Yeah. We have one that went, way far over. We'll put that one there. Okay, I'm going to pile these up in the order they came out. I feel an urgency. I feel like there is an urgency with getting to the meat of this. They want me to look at the bottom. 2 of Coins. So we have the number 2 happening twice. First it was the 2 of Wands, now the 2 of Coins. All right, so and the 2 of Coins, typically, like this guy, normally I would say, what are you trying to juggle or bring into balance? But this one is, I'm just seeing that infinity sign, and with this guy, he's a carnival man. This is a guy from the carnival. He is someone who is used to juggling professionally. That feels important for someone. If you feel like you're being played, or if you feel like you're being juggled, you might want to stop and look at that for just a minute. That's so funny. One of my cats is in here, and she is just, normally she's asleep, but she is exploring every inch. This is too funny. Okay. All right. Well, this one isn't too funny. This is kind of a painful card. All right. So the first card that came out, we have the 10 of Swords. Then we have the 8 of Cups. Hmm. Okay. Wow. Then we have the Chariot. I always mistake this for the Strength card at first glance, but it isn't. It's the Chariot. And then we have the Five of Cups. All right. I was guided to say this and I didn't, and then it's like I really need to say it. Whenever I see a snow leopard, for me personally, and so that comes into the reading because I've got to look at these and put whatever meaning or attach whatever meaning to it I personally understand, and then that helps me understand the reading for whomever or any group of people out there. Now, when I see a snow leopard, for me, that is a protector of one's emotional wellness and state. So all of the big cats have different resonance for me. This one, a big snow leopard, that is protection of your emotional self. And this woman, she's, it's a chariot, but my word, she's like in La La Land. She is in no rush. She's got a scepter. She's got stars coming out of her hair. Her head is in the clouds and the stars. Not clouds so much, but the stars. She is one of the stars. And this magnificent, huge cat, snow leopard, is her protector emotionally. She can let her head be among the stars because she is protected emotionally. She doesn't have to worry about that. Now, this I'm going to get to the first ones, but this is jumping out at me first, or primarily. So the Six of Cups. What someone doesn't understand is if they are willing to let go of emotional pain and hurt, because they are so completely guided, if they are willing to let go of pain and hurt, they will always remember it, but there are two full cups behind her. All she has to do is turn around. How many times do we focus on something when there's something better right there? And there the whole time. Don't cry over spilled milk. Now the first two, these are interesting. And then I'm going to pull it all together, and I feel like we're going to get more cards. This is just painful to even look at, the Ten of Swords. This is conclusion. There is no coming back from this. She is trying her best. He is trying his or her best. But notice the swords are all in the back. Someone's been betrayed or feels betrayed. Now, someone is shedding a skin. Part of that, and for anyone out there who does any kind of shamanic work, and I'm talking about the neo-shamanic stuff, which is fantastic and I love it, but it's not... It's the modern creation. Still lovely, wonderful practice. It's rooted in old practices, but people don't really know about those old practices because they're held in a select group. So, but if you practice any of that and you've ever heard of the word dismemberment, don't let that shake you. It's not what it sounds like. It's actually something that's very healing. That's one of the things about this contemporary shamanic stuff that I take issue with. It's really about the only thing, and it can be kind of dogmatic, but the only thing I really take issue with is the language. My word, come up with the most awful language to describe things possible. Anyway, but a dismemberment is when you basically are shedding a skin and you are releasing the old, and that can take many forms. Now, this is all done emotionally, psychically, energetically. It is not physical. Please understand that. It is not physical. I knew someone who did an old-fashioned vision quest. He was about 20 years older than me, and he lived here, but his dad was from out west on one of the reservations, and he went out there, and he was young, and he was going to do his thing, and he did, and that was physical. It became a spiritual, emotional, mental thing. but what he experienced was pretty physical at the moment. With this version of it that contemporary shamanic practices employ, it's called a dismemberment, and it is not physical at all, thankfully. But that's what this feels like. Someone is shedding a skin. Someone is releasing what doesn't serve them. I mean, to the core, stripping down to the bone to rebuild themselves. And when they do, look at this sassy pants. Look at that. Look at that, Mr. or Miss Sassy Pants. They're like, yeah, I can do what I want. I'm whole, I'm complete. I shed what I no longer need or what serves me. They're just walking away from every cup, putting on a hat. They're just kind of flipping on that jacket in a cavalier way, putting on that hat, kind of like Indiana Jones is what I'm thinking of, going after life like it's a treasure. So this pain and ending had to happen for you to go after your treasure and to live your life fully to the point that you know you are among the stars and you are protected. You are divinely, spiritually protected emotionally. This is actually an improvement from this, okay? But it's still, if you've got any little woundedness, this is the time to get rid of it. This is the time for you to remember who you are. And who you are? Divinely guided star. All right, let me get a drink here. So what this amounts to is someone, they want me to use, just pick it up in the middle. Aw. All right, so I was going to shuffle, and they were like, no, just pick it up. And I did. And this is the one that came up. This is a page. He is a much older man. So someone's been through it. Someone has been through that ringer. They felt like there was a complete break. They had to break down to rebuild themselves. Then they walked away to go find out what life had in store for them. In the process, became this beautiful being, divinely protected. But at some point when we come back to Earth, it's one of those things. It's like, okay, I know there's something for me, but what is it? Where is it? Because everything looks spilled. So don't cry over the spilled milk. And when I open this up, so this is someone who's had some trials and tribulations behind them. This is the reading of someone who's been through it. This is not a teenager's reading. This is not a reading for someone in their 20s, because this is someone who has, and trust me, even when I was in my 20s, I'd already lived like 3 lifetimes worth of crap. But this is more about a relationship with yourself and building that so that you can have a relationship with someone else. This is someone who is a page in just learning how to love himself. It could be himself, herself, doesn't matter. But in this instance, it's clearly a male. But in this instance, it's an older person who's for the first time truly learned how to love himself so that he can then turn that outward to other people. And look at that page. What a sweet expression. And just holding that cup and protecting it. This is someone who is not only protecting his heart, but he wants to protect someone else's heart too. Because this can't happen again. Losing all those cups. So this is the journey of someone who was completely broken down, but they pulled themselves up. They rebuilt themselves. They started to learn just how stellar and magical and wonderful they are. And then when they thought they were ready, they realized, oh, there's still a lot of cups that are turned over. There's still a lot of love that's being just wasted and poured out. So what do I do to protect my own? You hold on to it. You protect your heart while being open to people who reciprocate what you give. So what that means is that you don't chase after someone who never wants to give emotionally to you. Remember, you've got this big snow leopard. It will give you the heads up. There's a guide or a guardian around you who will give you the heads up, and everything in you will just say, that's it, I can't do this. And that's okay, because remember, this was, I think it was yesterday's. Someone else's lesson is not yours. How you respond to it might be yours. If you still try to go in and rush and chase and cling and claw, well then yeah, you probably haven't learned your lesson yet. And it's not helping them. But this Page of Cups might feel like a new beginning and starting over. And in one way it is, but in another way, it's a true, earnest beginning. Not based on insecurity, manipulation, needing to be right all the time. It's just simply going to be a caring and loving connection. I think that's a lovely reading. All right, now, let's get something about the vibe here from, oh, hold on. Come on. Inner Child Oracle. Okay? All right. Inner Child Oracle. It feels very quiet around me. I'm hearing like a buzzing sound, but otherwise it feels really quiet. And by quiet, not as though there's nothing here. I mean quiet as in full. If that doesn't make sense, it's sort of like the hollowness is not creating an echo. It doesn't feel like infinite space. It just feels cocooned and cushioned and out of time and out of space. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay. All right. So I shuffled and they wanted me to take the one off the top. It's card 19. It is never truly the end. Beloved, in this, everything will be okay. So if someone has lost someone, there really is not an end. And even if it's an end of a situation, there really is not an ending. It will be recycled around, maybe the next lifetime, maybe on the other side. You never know. I know that's not much help for people who want something right here, right now. I feel like this is a separate situation, and it's for someone who's grieving a loss. But I do feel like you're not alone. Okay, card 25. Listen. Your inner child has something to say. All right. It is okay to be misunderstood. It is okay to be misunderstood. Perception is not always based on the truth. So if you are battling people, kind of like what I was saying earlier, that if people can't find something negative about you, they'll just make it up. If people don't understand you, or if they don't understand your practices, or maybe you're going to a family gathering and they're like, are you still doing all that weird stuff? Lack of understanding by other people is not a reflection on what you do. Hopefully, it will, in a very gentle and easy way, give them a different perspective. And if not, then you learned what you need to know. Some people are only accepted as long as they are what others want them to be. And that's a selfish thing on the part of other people. So you be what you need to be. You be who you are. And as long as it's not hurting anyone else, you know what? You do you. All right, last card. We are going to use the Energy and Spirit Oracle. What is the message for the collective? What is the message to wrap up for Tuesday? What is the message for the collective? What is the message for the collective? What is the message for the collective? They said not to shuffle again. Okay, but we'll do it this way. What is the message for the collective? And they want me to take this one. It's trying to fall out there. Turn it over. Ah, yay. What is the message for the collective? What is the message for the collective today? They said they just want this one. Okay. All right. And you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. It's card 10. So that's a 1, if you'd distill it down to a single digit. And it is a brand new start and a new beginning. This is Archangel Raziel. Well, that's not, but you know. It is the card with the name. So this is the name attributed to an angelic being. I would recommend looking up this being and just ask your guides to help you to understand. Everyone will resonate with this in their own way and based on their own situation. But Archangel Raziel, and I still believe that it has to do with that new beginning coming in. Wisdom, inspiration, and Akashic records. I've mentioned the Akashic records before and what they are. I'm not going to get into that now. The word inspiration is the one jumping out at me. Archangel Raziel, a new beginning, and in this instance, inspiration. Okay. Also, I feel like I just got a tightness right here on this temple, and I know it's not mine. Is this someone who passed, or is there someone? No, it's not out in the collective. It's not someone experiencing it. You might be getting headaches right now, but good Lord, I think a lot of people are getting tension headaches. I feel like someone passed. It was a head issue, so I think it was really fast. At first I thought, is this an aneurysm or a stroke or something like that? Okay, here's a trigger warning for you. I feel like someone, this feels like a gunshot. It was not, I'm trying to figure out if it was self-inflicted or if it was someone else. It was not intentional, I know that. So it was not an intentional thing that someone else did. It almost feels accidental. Because at first I felt like, okay, I know it's a gunshot, but is this self-inflicted? And then there was a little bit of playing around, almost like a game with it. Not fully Russian roulette, but it's kind of like that. And so this person didn't really care if they stayed or left. But it was truly accidental. And someone else is carrying the burden of that. Now, this will not resonate for everyone. Okay, so why are you here? It happened around a holiday season. And the person who passed knew full well the risks they were taking, and they don't want anyone to blame the other person involved because that person has now delved into self-medicating with alcohol and drugs and is not doing well. And that person is blaming themselves. This younger man who passed, I feel like when he passed, he was in his 20s, probably approaching 30, or he was seeing that looming ahead, and it was like a midlife crisis almost coming up for him, even though that's way younger than midlife at this stage, I think. For most people, it would be. Are you ready to transition? You ready to move on? They came for you. Suicides move very quickly. I know that might surprise some of you, but they transition very quickly. They have teams of people around them. But this was not fully intentional. So that's why there was the option of, and this person didn't want to leave the other one who was involved. But you're ready to go now, aren't you? I feel like there's an A name involved. And there's an L. So it's like, it's not Alex, but it's close. And someone may have an accent that was involved with this person. No, the other person. They were from the same region. Okay. It's time. Open the gateway, please. I know. It's been about 5 or 6 years? Okay. Move into that light. You can do more good and help your friend, your companion that way. Oh, it's freezing. It's so cold. From a very snowy region of the world. Oh, I feel nauseous. What's going on? Oh. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I will. Thank you. Okay. I will let them know. Thank you. Okay. To catch you up, he's been gone about 5 or 6 years, I think. Very snowy region where they lived, or snowy right now, like deep snow, very, very cold. He said that if anyone recognizes this scenario, I'm also just now getting the 1990s, like right around 90 would have been important. So that may have been somewhere in the 90s, might have been a birth year for them. But he's saying this other person who has delved into a lot of, I feel like it might be alcohol, drugs, and I feel like it's a male when he can get a hold of it. He is on the verge of passing if he doesn't stop his habits, and it's not that he's trying to, but he's just in the throes of this addiction and doesn't see a way out and blaming himself. So if anyone resonates with that, then perhaps help him through this healing process, or say something. He's got to want to do it himself, and if he doesn't, what I also just heard from the person who moved on is that it's okay, because he is going to be waiting to carry him over when the time comes. This person almost wishes, and the one who's still living wishes and feels like he had moved on with his companion at the time that it happened. The nausea, I think that was my issue. And someone else was coming out from the light and was taking away some issues that I've been having. That's a tremendous gift to receive. Thank you. I could feel that light so bright. My eyes were closed, so I don't know what was happening, because I don't like to be distracted. So I don't know if what was happening, or I'm curious to go back and look, because it was so bright. He's fine. He's good. He's on the other side. The friend already is feeling a change or a shift. I feel like this person could come out of this and heal the one who's still alive, because now he was like right there on the edge, on the verge. I feel like he could be okay. And if not, it's almost like a piece of him left with his friend. So he feels like he may be fractured a little bit. Whatever happens, this person who's still, I'm pretty sure still living, he was so wounded and damaged by it and felt so alone that if it does happen, he will be surrounded and loved. Okay, and loved all the way across. All right, I'm going to have to definitely put a trigger warning on this one. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being you. Thank you. Okay, yeah, I'm going to, wow, this is a long one. Okay, so be well, take care, and thank you so much for being you. Thank you. I love you. You have a perfect soul. Don't forget it. And even the ones who are often the rudest and the meanest to us, I fully believe that comes from their own pain, but we can't fix that. They have to be willing to do it. All right, sending love to all of you. Be well and do something so nice for yourselves today. Okay? I'm thinking hot chocolate. So be well, take care, and we will talk soon. Bye-bye.